Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette, a program featuring in-depth interviews with gospel artists, songwriters, authors, and musicians who inspire and uplift God through their work. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We are so blessed to have you here with us. And again, keep God first and always trust in God. God is good all the time.
Praise God. I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him with all my heart. In this life, we go through so many seasons. And yes, we say that Jesus is the reason for this season. But baby, he's the reason for every season. Huh? Yes. Happiness comes when something happens. But when you have that eternal joy, the thing that only God gives, then your circumstances has a different and a better outlook. So I just want to talk about the joy of the Lord right now. Jesus, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart, my contentment, hope for all I do. Jesus, you're the center of my joy. When I've lost my direction, in the compass for my way, you're the fire and light when the nights are long and cold. In sadness, you're the laughter that shadows all my fears. When I'm all alone, your hand is there to hold. Oh, Jesus, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart, my contentment, hope for all I do. Oh, Jesus, you're the center of my joy. You're why I find pleasure in the
Okay.
Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette. And I have an amazing artist, minister, and a bunch more. Amazing artist and minister, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, their name is Louise Smith, also known as Weezy Love.
Now,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I am born in Charleston, South Carolina. However, I do reside now in Columbia, South Carolina. And I love my life. I love everything that I had to go through. And trust sister, it was a whole lot.
Hey, so you want to tell the audience a little bit about the stuff you had to go through to get to where you are now?
Yes. Well, child prodigy. I started playing flat surfaces as if it were a piano when I was about 3.
Wow.
And singing. And went to kindergarten, and by the time I was at the end of kindergarten, I had written. I didn't know I was writing, but I had made up me a little song, and it was all in the black keys, and I just kept going up and down the register of the piano, the black keys and the white keys, and then suddenly, Just As I Am came out of my fingers. That music comforted me, even the ones that we did in church and heard on the radio, because I was born, in being born a preemie baby, I also had epilepsy.
Wow.
And I had 3 styles of epilepsy. I had Jacksonians, I had petit mal, malfunction is what it is, and grand mal.
Now, for people who don't understand these 3 types of epilepsy, can you tell people a little bit about it? And
yes, well, the petit mal seizures, sometimes people can't tell if you're having one, but you're still, and it's like you're in transient. It's like you're in a trance and you can't get out. Somebody can shake you and then suddenly you're back. It's kind of like daydreaming, but totally not daydreaming. Jacksonians, you could be fine and one of your limbs would just go bananas and just start jerking,
Wow.
But the worst, of course, is the grand mal, because it can throw you to the ground. Wow. And you're out of control because the brain waves are just going bananas, and you're convulsing like, it can be very violent. You can lose the activity of your urine or even, your bowel.
Wow.
And being a child,
wow,
that was rough, especially if it happened at school.
Jesus.
And being on medication, I hated it because I would always be like I'm in a trance, but that was to keep the body from, overreacting. So, the kids would pick, I was like, I guess you could say I was like a freak, but music and prayer comforted me. And then I discovered the voice of Andre Crouch, Danny Bell Hall. And when I would be in bed, my father bought me an 8-track, and I would put Andre Crouch in my, under my pillow and just lay on it. And I just soaked in the words of the songs.
Wow. Now, for people who don't understand what genre of music would you consider the music you sing?
Well, I really don't have a genre. Mm-hmm. I like to kind of be open with it. People say that I'm gospel. I mean, the words of my songs are gospel or social, and my sound is jazz. And at one time, I was calling my music jazzpol. Because I was flashing, jazz and gospel together. Uh-huh. And, for my earlier songs, I guess that's true. But, I'm eclectic, man. I have so many styles of music inside. So I just let people determine what it is, and I just do it.
Now, what's the story behind your stage name, Wheezy Love? What's this? What's that about?
Well, my name is Louise. Although I do have 9 names, so we're not going to go into all of those today. But everybody would either call me Lou Jam, because my former name was Louise James, and they take off, the Lou Jam, because I love music and I be jamming most of the time. But then when I got into my settling ages, after 60, I started calling myself Wheezy, because a lot of my friends call me Wheezy.
Okay.
And they said, "Oh, you're just so filled with love. And so one day I was just kind of messing around because I wanted to change, the trajectory of things that I'm doing now. And so I thought I would start off with a name change, a stage name. And Weezy Love just seemed to fit. Now, my oldest son was like, nah, Ma, that's not going to fly. And I say, it's okay, baby. If you don't like it, you can always call me Mama. You can call me Big Weez, Big T. You can call me Weezy Baby. Because, honey, I listen, there's so many nicknames for me, make my head swim. But I really like the stage name, Weezy Love.
Now, do you think your music has evolved over the years? Because how long have you been doing music? How many years?
Oh, God. I've been recording music since the 90s.
Since the 90s? Oh, my God.
And, yeah. And so I've mostly been kind of shy about, presenting myself other than church. Well, I don't know if I would use the word shy. I would just say I didn't think I was that girl. Mm. People would tell me, oh, my God, you're a beautiful voice. Oh, my God. But I just thought that God wanted me in the humble place of church and, community activities. I never considered, presenting myself to the masses until I, married Mr. Smith.
So
I've been doing recordings, and I've even sung with, some of the greats. But I just thought, I'm not that girl to make a recording for it to go, like my prodigies, or not my prodigies, but my mentors,
So what changed? What made you decide I'm going to step out and come forth and sing myself? I'm not going to be in the background anymore and backing up people. I'm going to come out and make my own music. What changed?
Well, I think a lot of it was, getting older, raising my children up, gaining confidence in my ability, not considering that I have epilepsy or that I'm dyslexic, because these were the bounds that held me down. Mm. Not just my children, not just the epilepsy, not just the bipolar. It was just a lot of things. Not having the confidence in my looks. Because my mama told me you was ugly.
Oh, no, she did.
You is ugly. You too black to wear this color, or you too. And you can sing, but you can't sing that good. And I understood later that she was just trying to keep me in a very humble place, because there are people who are overconfident to vain, to arrogant. Yes. And I'm sure that was not a lot for me. She just didn't know how to do it lovingly, And so,
and how did you overcome?
Listening to other people say the opposite of what your parent says, you just have to wonder, somebody lying. And it must not be my mama, because my mama is a truth teller. Well, at least that's what you want to believe.
Right.
But, I had to learn my own truth, and I did. God delivered me. So I'm really glad.
Now tell me, what is the proudest moment? What are you most proud of in your music career? What is the most proudest thing you've done?
I think the proudest thing in my music is when I display it to people, and to feel and to see their reaction. and then they come up to you and give you the biggest hug, like, oh my God, your music really moved me, or I really needed that song, or, that is the pinnacle of ministry. That is the pinnacle because you want to touch at least one. And so when I'm writing the song is for me. The song is to God. But then when I get to express it on a record or get to express it live, and I get those kudos or those, it makes me cry because I really feel that, God opened that door to let his music fly. And so that, I think that's the most huge thing. Yeah.
Now, what is some of the most common misconceptions about the genre of music you sing that you would like to address to the public?
My music is romantic. And real church folk can judge it. Like, that don't sound like gospel. That don't, that the presence of God is not in that. For the real stuck up, holier than thou kind of Christian people who have no mistakes, who have, they're just there to bring judgment. So I let them have their judgment. The music is who the music is for. Yes, it does. It does move. I guess, I don't know if guys, am I correct on this? Guys are called crooners.
Okay.
But, I'm just a romantic style, singer. Now, I can, sing harder, but, in 13, I did have a stroke and I only have one vocal phone.
Wow.
So, under the unction and the power of the Holy Ghost, sometimes I'm there, I get there,
Wow.
Other times I just try to preserve, so that I can maintain, because, I plan to live 120.
I know that's right. Now,
So,
who is your favorite singer, and why?
oh my God.
And why?
Oh my God. So let me tell you, when I was a little girl, Danny Bell Hall's voice enveloped me. And then Tremaine. And then I would hear people say, oh my God, you sound just like an alto Tremaine. Oh my God, you sound just like Danny Bell Hall. And then a little later on, back in the days, they only had white performers on TV.
Right.
It wasn't until, Michael was like 9, that, he infiltrated Ed Sullivan's show. So that was huge for me, and we were about the same age, But Patty Page, I'm dating myself real good, was a country singer. And Anne Murray. It was just something about the soothing of their voices just lulled me.
You know what? I thought you would.
Karen Carpenter.
You know what? I thought you would pick a Ella Fitzgerald or somebody like that. You picked some white audience.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I picked. Let me tell you why that is.
Yeah, please.
My mama was so devout, honey. She didn't believe in. She don't care if you was dancing in church. You better shout. No fancy footwork and no other music but Christian music. Now, if it's on the TV, that's a different story.
Okay.
Now, when I got older, like in my teens, I would sneak in Roberta Flack. Oh my God! Now that's the one. That's the one people say I sound like. Roberta Flack, Aretha Franklin, I had many mentors, but most of them were white.
Now, what is the greatest advice you've received since you started singing?
Repeat that question.
What has been the greatest advice you've received over the years as a singer?
Don't give up.
Okay.
Don't stop singing. And be careful for the wolfman. And I've run into the wolfman many times.
Not
People
exactly.
that like to capitalize
Oh.
on your gifts. They give you promises. And then when the promises are broken, then you're broken, and then you don't want to do it no more.
Right.
And then you freeze up, and then you come back, and, those kinds of things. Because there are wolves out here portraying to be, who they are not. They're just interested in the dollars.
Wow.
Not necessarily the sound.
Okay,
Or
now
the message.
you got a new project. You got an album coming out. Is this your first album?
This is my ninth.
Oh,
album.
wow.
Yeah. This is, I've been doing music and mostly my own background for many years. Mm-hmm. But in 2014, I decided, don't let me take that credit. The Lord said to me, don't do this one by yourself. Mm. Get some people to sing with you. And I was like, well, yeah, Lord, I get you, but I know in my harmonies fall. I don't have to teach myself because I already know it. But that was not the message He wanted me to have. He wanted me to be inclusive of other people that sing. Mm. And so that album was called The Fragrance of a Worshiper.
Okay.
And then Be Made Whole. I did a few singles. But this album, I'm most proud of it because we did it live in a church. And the response was delicious.
Okay.
And it took about a year to come to fruition because when I had to do overdubs, from the live, and you always have to do, I feel like most times you have to do overdubs in a live. My voice just wasn't there. And I would get frustrated. And the engineer says, don't worry, Mama. I got you.
Now, for people who are not in the music industry, what is an overdub? What do you mean, overdub? What is that?
Yeah, okay, so you have your music already set. Everything is locked in. You do your live. But, sometimes the voicing may not go right. You may overshoot or you may undershoot your vocals. And so you'll have to go in the studio and clean that up.
Okay.
Sing it again or sing the whole thing again or sing a part that was kind of screwed up. But most times that's the whole thing again or sing a part that was kind of screwed up. But most times that's not good because the atmosphere is different. So you'll probably have to do the whole thing, and they'll give you like 3 turns to do it, and they choose the best out of each take, and that's called overdubbing.
Now, what's the difference between going into a studio and doing something live? Is it very challenging or what?
Actually, I like them both. They each have their advantage. When you're doing it just as a studio, you go in, you already know what you're going to do, you lay it down, and you go home. Mm-hmm. The advantage of live is you have audience participation. They can let you know immediately if they love it,
Just by their responses.
And then the challenge of that is, it's longer. What I'm saying is,
longer production.
You may have it set for 3 minutes, but it may go 7 minutes, and the band jumps in, and all that kind of stuff. So it has its advantages and its disadvantages, but all are beautiful. All are a beautiful experience.
Now, how did you go about picking these particular singers that you wanted on this project of yours? How did you find your people?
Well, to tell you the truth, I listen at people that do something to me when I hear them sing, and or our voices match, or our voices and our personalities match.
Okay.
And whenever that here happens, I write their name down.
Now, did you?
And then
were they in your choir? Were they in your choir or something?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I mean, did they go to church with you, or
no, not necessarily.
They were other artists.
They're not artists, but they sing in their choirs or their local assemblies, or they have something to do musical. The name of the group is called Seasoned, and when I first started in 2014, there were only 3, and buddy, that was a blend like womb singers. Like the Clark sisters, they're womb singers.
Okay.
But the 3 of us, oh my God, it's like we came out the same womb.
Wow.
Our voices, the traction of our waves or our vibrato. Oh my God, and it would always give me the giggles. I was like, oh my God, we sound just alike.
Now,
but
on this new project, what's your favorite song and why?
Well, they're all my favorite. There's 6 songs on there. Each one has a different testimony. I wrote a song called Friend. I love that because it's definitely an urban, neo soul kind of jazzy. And I wrote that during the time that my father passed away, and I couldn't get through the death without just, it was bad.
Okay.
I had so much grief. And it was my sons that spoke to me and says, Mommy, we know that you love Granddaddy and you miss him, but we miss him too. But we need you. So I sat down and I wrote, the lyrics to the song and went immediately to the piano and played it. And my husband recorded it first because he's a thiefer.
Okay.
On his trumpet, but I came back with the singers, and that's one of my favorite. The next one is called Faithful, which is the title of the album, because God, He's faithful to His word. He's faithful to His creation. He's faithful to those that, that need Him, that want Him. And we can't do anything without Him, so that's another favorite. And I'm going to list the last one. It's called So Real. I remember my grandmama used to sing, real, real, Jesus is real to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, give me victory. So many people doubt Him, but I can't live without Him. That is why I love Him so. He's so real to me.
You better sing.
She came out with a...
You better sing, girl. You better sing.
No, he came out with that.
Uh-huh.
And so then I came up with my rendition.
Okay.
But it's funky, it's jazzy, and it sits well. I love it. Yeah.
Now, is this project already out, or when do we expect? Oh, so where can they find this project? And how?
It's in all of the digital markets. But it's called Faithful, Wheezy Love, featuring Seasoned Music Ministry. Mm-hmm. And it can be purchased in any of those chains. You can listen to it on YouTube. And I'll come and sing. We'll come and sing. But yeah, it's everywhere.
Well, okay then. Now tell me, you have now become a minister. Let's talk about that. What led you into the ministry? What made you decide to become a minister? What happened?
Well, it wasn't my decision alone. I think I felt a nudging or pulling to do more than just minister my songs. A lot of my songs come from experience, but all of them in the experience comes from the Word of God. So my pastor asked me to, do I feel the edging or the nudging of the Holy Ghost to. And I was like, yeah, sometimes, but I'm not that girl. I'm not a preacher. Now, if I have to do it, I'm going to call myself a conversationalist because I love to talk. But, yeah, I was ordained as I guess you could say I was ordained to be a minister, and that happened in 2008. But I still didn't, I never say, I'm a preacher or blah, blah, blah. But it comes out in my music. Now, I do get offered to speak at places, and then I will say it then. But it ain't like the Lord, somebody signed the Lord's certificate, and he got sent out. He just went and did it. So that's basically that.
And somebody just graduated, got a degree. Let's talk about that. What did you get a degree in? You've been doing a lot.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I thank God for this degree. All of my life, I have been a student of life and have learned quite a few things along the way. I have a business. I have a couple of business. I would be considered not a solopreneur, but a entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I have a publishing company. I have a modest school of music. And I have also a writing school.
Oh, my God.
So these things give me, the education, also in your real sectors, education. I've gone for some refreshers in business and that kind of thing. So I was honored to be a candidate for a doctoral in Christian leadership and business. And at first I didn't take it serious because it wasn't done in my state.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was absolutely real because about half I like what God gives me, and humans give AI. Which I guess you could say, well, don't be so smart, because if humans give AI, then who gave humans?
Exactly.
But I'm not going to chase my tail. No, I'm not going to chase my tail on that. I like to get in a place where the emotion is coming out of me, and I can articulate it, to a record, or to my audience, or to myself, or to God.
Now, I like AI to a point, as far as visual. Now, as far as singing for someone, I don't care for that.
Absolutely.
But as a video and bringing a character to life or your vision to life, I love it because it can be amazing.
Yeah, I think it has its place. But, singing, like I said, it doesn't breathe, and it's not human. So it doesn't have a feeling.
Okay, so we got the AI stuff going on, but like you said.
Oh, but I want to pause because let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
There is a photograph.
A photograph?
Yes, there's a photograph. When I saw that photograph, Juliette, I was so moved. It looked like Michelangelo or, it was so moving to me with the roses, the color, burgundy. Burgundy speaks to me anyway, but hunting. When you told me that was the AI,
yes,
I was blown away. I still want to capture that picture and turn it into a 36 by 48 picture and just put it in the center of a room.
Wow.
That is the most beautiful AI I ever saw.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you. Well, we are going to listen to one of your latest project. Just hold on 1 second.
I love this name, California Season. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Oh, you are so faithful. He's faithful. I know I'm right about it. Yes, sir. No, oh, Jesus. Jesus. The rose of Sharon. Oh, Jesus. He's the lily of the valley. Sweet Jesus. The bright and morning star. You are, you are. You are so faithful. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You are. You are so faithful. Now, I already know. It was not my alarm clock that woke me up this morning. For waking me up. I gotta thank you, Jesus. This morning. You let me see. For letting me see a brand new dawning. One more dawning. You are so faithful. Wave your hand in the atmosphere. Oh, you are. You are so faithful. Yes. Come on. For waking me up this morning. For waking me up this morning. For starting me on my way. For starting me on my way. The very ruach of God is inside me. You are so faithful. Enough for me to say, God, you are so faithful. Faithful.
Oh, I love that song. I love it. It's so beautiful. Beautiful. I love that song.
Oh, wonderful.
I love it. I don't know if you're rapping or giving talking and speaking in praise. I don't know, but I love that song. Between the singing and the talking.
God, I'm so glad.
Beautiful.
That was one of the songs that just happened when we were together and after prayer.
Beautiful. I loved it. Loved it.
That song came in as a worship piece after prayer.
Okay, well, Dr. Weezy, do you have any final words that you want to give the audience? You can tell them where they can find your music, your website, and any other thing that's coming out that you want to talk about.
Yes, I would love to say that we are created by God, and He put in us power and purpose. And we also are made in flesh, which means we have to make choices to do anything we do. But everyone has a gift. The discovery of the gift you get by exploring things that you love to do. Chances are that's one of the things that God's put in you to complete. There will be obstacles. There will be times when it's so rewarding, but even at that, when it's rough or when it's absolutely great, you gotta still keep going. Because if you don't, you will become stagnant. I know, because I'm speaking from experience. You'll get stale, you'll get stagnant. But if you get up again and walk toward it, doing, praying, seeking, always being hungry for the next, you will reach your goal. And when life ends for you, then you will have a legacy for your family, for the world, and who knows, you may even get written in the newest Bible. You know.
Now, where can they find your music?
Yeah, the music can be found on all digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and it can even be found on Pandora. It's everywhere. The title of the music is Faithful, and then so my former music is Louise Smith and Louise M. Smith, and then recently, things so they could talk about me. Wow. So December the 13th was when I had gone to Cornerstone Christian University and was bestowed a doctoral for my life's work.
Congratulations.
Almost 70 years of Christian and life services.
So I'm going to have to start calling you Dr. Weezy Love.
And like I'll tell you like I'll tell everybody else, and this is not to insult the office of doctoral.
Yes.
But I feel like an intern. I think I'll always feel like an intern, because when you hear doctor, you think of the most highest and the most prestigious. And while that is true, I submitted to that. But just the way my demeanor is, I'll always feel like an intern,
Oh man! Well, this is an amazing achievement, Weezy.
Yeah.
You, Dr. Weezy Love. You got a lot of stuff going on. You are a songwriter. You play the piano. You write music. You write books and edit books, and you got this music school. You got and you handling your illness. How are you doing all this?
The motor of the Lord.
Oh my God! And I must.
God inspires me, because even though my beautiful Juliette, I deal with depression. When I was a child, they called it manic depression, because I could be up for 4 days straight in that real hyper sense, but the crash is real.
Oh man!
And it's never really left me. I mean, I don't know if it was associated with being epileptic, but I would be on these cocktails to curb the seizures, but it would also bring me to the very lowest place.
Wow.
And thank God for music, because I would have died without it.
Man.
And even now, I struggle. I struggle to get up and get going. But even in that struggle to get up and go, God inspires me.
Wow.
To do something by something I've seen, heard, tasted, felt. I mean, he does it to me every time. I cry, I snot and blow bubbles. But I get my work done,
No.
Because I ain't going to be in that line talking about, is this the line where you were supposed to do your work and you didn't?
Man.
And then you get to the voice and he says, oh, well, take a left and straight down. I ain't going to be in that line.
No.
I'm going to be in the line that says, you didn't do great in all of your works, but you did your works, and your works are rewarded. Because the loss of reward is just as great as the reward itself.
Yes.
So that's the line I want to be.
Now, how are you? Do you got any advice for it? Because depression is a real illness. People try not to make it like cancer or sickle cell or whatever, heart disease. Depression is a real illness.
It's real.
And do you have any advice for anyone that's suffering depression?
Yes.
And how they need to go about getting help? Got any advice for them?
Yes, I have advice. I mean, there are many tiers of depression. You can have traumatic, something happen, traumatic, and it can throw you way down on the ground. Mm-hmm. You have to acknowledge it. You can't ignore it. You have to ignore that you've been thrown on the ground by trauma. And while you're in that, I mean, you may be able to go somewhere and retreat, but you're still by yourself.
Right.
If there's a friend that you have that can just let you talk it out or write it out, even if you have to burn what you wrote, write it out. And then if these things don't help you, now, I'm not trying to be deep or anything like that, but a lot of times when I would go through, I would just stick a tape in of the Bible. And normally it would be the Psalm, because the Psalms seemed to understand and could articulate what I was unable to say. Because you want your enemies to suffer.
Yes.
But then you also have mercy.
Yes.
And so I would put that in it and let it lull me. Because I love music, I would let music do the same. But when I got to a place where none of that was working no more, you better get on that phone and you better call a mental health professional, even your doctor.
Yes.
Now, I know they like to pump you up with pills, and I'm not really a pill pumper. But if it's something to take the edge off just to teach a bit, and then you get to talk it out with a professional. Because there are many stages. I think there were like 5 or 6 stages of depression, and grief is one of them. You know, trauma is another. It was my chemical imbalance, because there's so much stuff, going on with me. But these things are important. You have to acknowledge it. And when you acknowledge it, then within your own power, do something. And then ask for the power of God to come and lift you up where you can't. And then still be human and find your friend, cry about it, talk about it, cuss about it. Just don't kill nobody. Don't do that. But, just talk it out and then write it. Write it out. Because when you write in your paper, ain't going to say, oh, you shouldn't say that.
No, it can't talk bad. It can't talk bad.
And then if it's so bad that you got it out of you, then if you need to burn it, baby. Get you a fire and stick it in that fire. But at least it's out of you. And the more you talk about it, my daddy once told me, he said, baby, you have to live with the thing, but you ain't got to live in it.
Good
and that was some powerful information for me as I got older and older and older. So now I'm just free. Whatever happens, I'm going to talk to somebody. If I'm even in my bathtub, in my shower, I'm going to talk about it. And then when I'm well enough to write about it and it not be so volatile or so angry, then I'll do that, because that can help somebody.
Yes. Yes. Now, do you think, so you've been making music since 1990. Now, how do you handle the change? First, it used to be tapes, and then it was CDs, and now it's streaming and all kind of stuff. What do you think your take on streaming? And what about this AI stuff? What is your take on this?
Well, I do not like the AI singing. Because it doesn't breathe. It is not emotional. Because only humans are.
True.
But, they do have great concepts. But I don't think I will ever use AI, because I like what God gives me. And humans give AI. Which I guess you could say, well, don't be so smart, because if humans give AI, then who gave humans?
Exactly.
But I'm not going to chase my tail. No, I'm not going to chase my tail on that. I like to get in a place where the emotion is coming out of me.
Thank you for tuning into my program. I hope you join us again next week. So enjoy your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. And again, keep God first, and God is good all the time. See you again.